What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets podcast. Today, I have to tell you something that happened a couple days ago. Someone came to me and told me that he had gotten a job offer from another company. And I want to talk to you about how I handled that and what I did to really just challenge myself. So it's an interesting episode, just some documentation about what I'm going through in my business. I think some of you guys can get something out of it. So the episode starts right now. The big question you need to ask yourself every day is, do I own a job or do I own a business? And unfortunately, the majority of contractors out there own a job. That's right, they're a slave to their own business. But the other side of the fence is so much greener, it's so much better, and that's when you're finally fully in control of your destiny, your freedom, your time. And that's what Contractor Secrets is about. It's about taking back our time, building a business with systems, standards, values, procedures, putting yourself in the driver's seat. And that's what it's about. So I'm excited. I'm happy to have you here. Let's dive into the Contractor Secrets podcast. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets podcast. And I want to talk to those of you who are like me, which means you are an individual who started a business, didn't really know what a successful business looked like, and is learning as you go. And that's a pretty good indication of why you're listening to this podcast, which I'm very appreciative of. And my passion is really just sharing the mistakes I've made so you can avoid the mistakes, get to the destination quicker, whatever that destination is for you. And when we talk about destination, I think it's really, really important for you to identify why you're doing what you're doing. So when you get there, you can appreciate it. Now, when it comes to identifying your destination, some people have a couple of different reasons, of why they're doing what they're doing. I hope that money isn't the reason. I hope that there's a greater purpose behind the money. Freedom, freeing the people you love. I pride myself on retiring my wife, retiring her mother, being able to, for me to be able to work at home. These are all the blessings that owning a successful business gives to you. And I think I'm there. I really do. I feel like, I'm really content for the rest of my life if all I did was have this business and it ran just like it does today. I would be content. Okay. But unfortunately, that's not how it should be. And I say unfortunately lightly, because it is very fortunate to be able to grow your business. It's very fortunate to continue to press forward. And I think there's a certain time period where I was like, you know what, I'm good. I have 2 vehicles that I own in cash. They're not pristine looking. They don't represent us in the way that we like to represent ourselves because they're just a little bit older. One of them is half wrapped. One of them doesn't even have a wrap on them. It has a magnet. And I'm looking at these things and I'm like, I I have a responsibility here, man. I have a responsibility to continuously raise the standard in everything that we do because that's what I ask of my team to do. And I had to really come to that realization that although I'm comfortable, I owe it to my team to create opportunity for growth, to inspire by getting a brand new vehicle or almost brand new. I just bought a 2019 Ford Transit Connect. I'm getting it fully wrapped. Although it's an expense that I didn't have to make, it's one that I owe to my company and one that the team deserves. The standard has to be raised. And what I've also learned in business by doing this long enough and just being in business in general, working for other people, it's either the business is growing or it's dying. And on the surface, it might look like your business is growing. But when I say that, I mean, is there doubt in the minds of the people working for you that your business is a dead end? And I don't ever want that to be the case. At the very least, I want to make sure that I'm doing my part to help avoid that. So, although right now in my business, I have 2 crews, you know, we're touching 1 million in sales with the 2 crews. I mean, we've optimized everything, you know. Do I need to grow the business anymore? No. Would it cause me more stress to grow the business? Yes. Will it make me have to spend more money right now that I really don't need to be spending? A brand new vehicle, more leads, new hires, all these things. Yeah. Can I look at my current situation and look at the stress that this business does cause, which it does? I mean, we are servicing 250 customers per year. Stress comes along with that. Will growth create more stress? Yes. So early on, the growth was for me. That's when I first started my business. I had to grow in order to get to where I am. Okay. So I would hire more people, get what they needed, put together the system, consistently check the system, make sure everything was running smooth, spend the money, whatever I needed to do to free myself and get me to my goal, which was freedom. So in the beginning, the growth was for me. And what I'm trying to help you understand is that once you pass that threshold, the growth now is for the people that are working alongside you, helping you build the business because they deserve it. Now, in my business, I can't afford health insurance for everyone. I mean, those of you who are in Canada, I know that's free. Here in the United States, it's ungodly the amount of money that needs to be spent on health insurance. We're talking around 800 a month um, for an individual and their family, 500 for an individual per month. So at this moment, fitting that expense into what the company is bringing in and what profit is left over, it just doesn't make financial sense. But what happens when I add another crew? That opens up the door. And, I had someone come to me the other day and it was humbling. And he said, listen, man, I got a job offer installing cable. He's like, I did it before and the company called me back and they need help and they're offering me $21 an hour. Right now he's getting paid 17. Okay. He just started with me a couple months ago and he's in just a crew member position. And he's like, they also offered full benefits. And he came to me because he's like, but I don't want to go there, man. I love working here. I love who I work with. I mean, I just was humbled. I'm like, wow, man, like, that means a lot to me. And he just said, listen, man, whatever you can do, to help me make a little more money, I love working here. And immediately, boom, like I'm thinking like, okay, I gotta make this happen because I'm good. And that's the thing is like, it didn't turn out that way to where I would be like, oh, I'm good. Like the company's running itself, it's generating money. Like that's like my side hustle now because I have Dripjobs, like I had to be careful because that could have easily happened and it was starting to happen. And I had to remember that, hold on a second. The only reason I'm able to be where I am at this moment in time, the only reason I was able to even start Dripjobs was because this company and the people that helped me build it. And each one of them deserves every possible benefit of working in a solid company that they are building every day. And I think there's certain business owners out there that get what they want and that's it. And it's like, dude, you got to turn back around and make sure that you are providing growth, opportunity, maximum income for the role that that person is occupying and benefits. And that's the next level. I mean, I'm crossing that threshold and it's difficult, it's challenging, it's uncomfortable, but I know that that's what I need to do in order to, number one, keep great people, number two, keep the momentum strong, and number three, ensure that the company continues to grow. That is the responsibility of me as the leader. And I think no matter what level you're in, if you're just a one-man show right now, okay, that next threshold that you're trying to cross over by hiring someone to manage your projects, which I work on with a lot of people, is you getting uncomfortable. Right now, this is uncomfortable for me. It's super uncomfortable trying to maintain 3 crews after the last 2.5 years, maybe even 3 years of me doing 2 crews. So 3 crews is a different ball game. It's more marketing, it's more spending, it's more oversight, it's more colors that need to be coordinated, it's more work orders, it's more customers. It's that's gonna add about 100 customers per year. And I do not plan on adding more managers. I just plan on maximizing who I have. And that allows them to make more money, but it's just a matter of doing that efficiently. So, with that said, I'm just letting you all know about the threshold that I'm about to cross when it comes to growth. And it's uncomfortable for me. And I hope I don't tout myself as this expert. I'm not an expert. I'm just somebody who does a great job of documenting my experience, and I'm learning from my mistakes. I could run into mistakes here. This could be a huge mistake, but I'm not going to learn and I'm not going to grow unless I do it. So I challenge those of you who are a couple stages before me, whether it be you crossing over the barrier of doing all the work yourself and hiring someone to do the work for you and breaking away from production and then putting a team under them. And then from there, expanding to 2 crews, which was a major jump for me. I remember I'm like, man, I was at one point content with 1 crew, a crew of 4. We were generating like 6,000 a week. I wasn't making crazy money, but I was like, man, this is great because I don't have to go to work and do these jobs anymore. And then I'm like, you know what? I have another person that I want to make a manager and I want them to have a crew. So I got them a trailer. This is back when I used to have trailers, and he had a truck. So I'm like, oh, perfect. He has a truck. He can tote around his own trailer. And then from there, growing to buy 2 used vans, cash. And now I had to worry about getting car insurance and paying for gas. And I'm like, this isn't really equating to more dollars, but it's making our process more efficient. And then, we were in that for 2 years and learning exactly how to sustain 2 crews at any given time. But now we're at a point where I have somebody that I'm ready to put in a leadership position. And I also have somebody counting on me, the gentleman that I told you about, to provide growth and provide financial stability to the capacity of which, again, when it comes to that, it's not like I'm just going to shoot up, what I'm paying him. It's all about the value that he brings. And I believe that I can get him close to what he wants. But I've got to make room for that. And it's like, I want those A players. Like I want those people that care about that sort of thing. And I also like deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate somebody coming to me and saying, hey, I was offered way more with benefits and I'm still sticking around. Now I can take that and say, man, that is awesome. Thank you. Really means a lot. Or I can accept the challenge and say, you know what, for you doing that, I promise you will see some changes in the way that we grow. And I promise you it'll be a great decision that you made, not just because you like to work here, but because you will be fulfilled in those areas that you feel right now are lacking, which is your financial stability and benefits that I know that you need. So for me right now, I've crossed the threshold of growing for myself. I've put myself in a good financial position. I've put myself in a comfortable position in terms of having my free time, but I can't leave my team behind. I've got to make sure that at the very least they have the basics that a great thriving company should be offering them, which is the benefits, the stability, the structure, the growth, the support, the team roles. I have those guys now. I have the best team that I've ever had, and it's time to grow, even though it's uncomfortable. So I'm just letting you guys know this is a kind of like a documentation of my next step. But it's important for you to know that even I struggle with decisions like this. But I'm just going to duplicate what's worked and make changes along the way. So I hope you guys got something out of this. I really do. If you want to talk to me about areas that you want to grow in, you guys know we do the business breakthrough. It's free. So just reach out to me. There should be a link somewhere around here. Just book a time and I'll work through what you're dealing with and we'll keep growing together. Thank you guys for listening to this podcast. Really grateful. So I will keep you updated on that. Have a good day, guys. Dripjobs CRM is finally here. That's right. So Dripjobs is an automation platform for contractors, home service professionals that's going to automatically follow up with your customers. It's going to allow you to send invoices, estimates. It's going to allow you to send out blast marketing emails to individuals based on where they are in the buying process. This software is next level. And I'm reaching out to you. You're a listener of this podcast, and I want you to be one of the first ones to give it a shot. So if you want to see what Dripjobs can do for your business, I'd love for you to head over to dripjobs.com, sign up for a free demo, and get your team involved, and let us sit with you and show you how powerful this software is. It's going to save you time, it's going to make you money, and you're going to love the features that are built into Dripjobs. So if you want to check it out, head over to dripjobs.com. and we will give you first priority being a podcast listener to be one of the very first to try out Dripjobs in your home service business. I'm super excited to share that with you, and I'll catch you on the next episode.